night, lonely night. All is calm, all is bright.
You got a cigarette? No? Well, can you at least open a window? I'm dying in here. Thanks. Listen, are you sure you don't have a cigarette? You know, I just don't get it. You think that if you take away my cigarettes and you take away my crack, that all the pieces of my life are just going to magically fall into place. Yeah, I think you're right, Will. This man is no friend of ours. He keeps trying to get me to do things. Yeah, I'll tell him, listen. Are you sure you don't have a light? I'll do anything. It's the only thing that helps me cope with my life. My freaking past! You don't want me as your enemy. I told you I will do anything. You know, I just don't get it, Will. He thinks that if he keeps me here in this white room with all this fancy furniture and keeps asking me to talk about my feelings, that it's gonna achieve something. Well, you're wrong! Stop trying to figure me out. I'm sick and tired of this place. Let me go! Let me go!
Sale, sale, chinka, machule, sale, wawa, ma, chinkawingwa, sale, chinkawingwa, sale, chinkawingwa, sale. Well, hello, young lady. How may I help you?
Auntie Marge, it's me, Junebug. Julie, Ted's daughter.
Julie! Oh, Julie, look at you, all grown up. Come in, come in. Would you like some tea? I'll make you some tea.
That'd be great.
Here you go, sweetheart.
Thank you. Oh, Auntie Marge, can I get some sugar, please?
Of course, of course.
Auntie Marge, are you...
Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing in my house? Get out, or I'll call the cops.
Auntie Marge, it's me, Julie, Ted's daughter. Remember?
Julie. Oh, Julie. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey.
Would you like some tea? I'll make you some.
You already made me some tea, remember?
I did. Oh, I did. Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. How are you? How are you?
Everything is great. Dad's really enjoying his retirement. Him and Mom are just leaving for France soon.
Oh, that Ted. Oh, that Ted. He always loved to travel. I remember the first time we went to France. He loved everything about it. And our grandparents' house. He used to love visiting our grandparents' house. I think I have pictures even. Let me show you.
Auntie Marge, are you all right?
I was looking for something.
You were going to show me pictures from your trip to France with Ted.
Oh, yes, yes. They're in here somewhere.
Stop that!
Loompa-doopa-dee-doo, I've got another puzzle for you. Oompa-loompa-doopa-da-dee, if you are wise, you'll listen to me.
Oh yes, my little Timmy's always loved to draw and he's always been very good at it.
He is very gifted artistically, but there's something that's kind of important I need to talk to you about. Take a look at this story that he wrote last week.
Kids, they just write all over the place.
They do, they do. And that's why I teach a class on weekend for dyslexic kids, and I really...
I'm sorry, you believe my son is dyslexic? Who are you to diagnose my child like that?
Well, I've been noticing some patterns in his writing. If you look here, he very often flips his letters and almost always flips his D's, P's, and B's.
Yeah, but that's common amongst all young children learning to write.
He also has trouble writing text.
My son is not an idiot.
No, don't get me wrong. He's not, because when I get a chance to talk to him individually and ask him questions out loud, the answers that I receive are brilliant. He thinks far beyond his years.
So what's the problem here?
The problem is that during the day, I can't give him the time and attention that he needs. That's why I think these weekend classes would be great for him, because then he'd be able to work on his communication through writing, and he'd have a lot less difficulty managing the tasks that I give him in class.
This is absolute hogwash. You are wasting my time. It's not like you're a professional.
All I want to say is that
they don't really care about.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about. All I want to say is that you don't really care about us.
Sorry I'm late. Thanks. So I just had the most delightful day. Someone decided to jump in front of my train this morning. I was stuck inside for 4 hours.
4 hours?
I missed my presentation. My boss is so ticked off, and all because someone decides to use a selfish method of suicide.
Are you really trying to classify a method of suicide as selfish?
Well, if they had killed themselves at home, it clearly wouldn't have affected as many people.
Maybe they were looking for a fast and effective way.
But there are plenty of alternatives that are fast and effective that don't disrupt my day.
He must have been severely mentally ill to have chosen such a method to kill themselves.
Or just seeking attention.
It's just sad that they've been pushed to the point of suicide.
Yeah, how do you know they didn't slip and fall or something?
Regardless, 4 hours? That's a very long time.
Well, it becomes a crime scene. We have to do an investigation and whatnot.
There just isn't enough funding or government programs to help support people with mental illnesses, especially those that can't afford treatment. People with some serious issues are just left to their own vices.
I guess re-electing Stephen Harper certainly isn't helping anybody. Still, what a waste of a day.
This reminds me of that whole butterfly to fly thing.
The butterfly effect.
Yes, where one person's actions end up affecting a bunch of other people.
Do people realize the consequences of their actions?
What, next you're going to say that homeless people are homeless by choice?
Well, aren't they? I mean, there are so many resources and shelters that are made available to the public.
Yeah, I know. It seems like they're all on drugs or something. Like last week, I offered a homeless guy food, and he just walked away from me.
You know, I think we underestimate the commonality and the effects of people with mental illnesses. It's quite possible, in fact, probable, that these homeless people are the mentally ill of our community, and they just turn to drugs to cope.
Well, I wouldn't mind a coping mechanism in the form of Chinese food.
Me too.
And any man who knows a thing knows he knows not a damn thing at all. I'm just gonna take a minute and let it ride. I'm just gonna take a minute and let it breathe.
Hi, I'm a 38-year-old woman, divorced, 2 kids. I met a wonderful man last year. I'm convinced he's bipolar. Long story. The question is, how do I approach the subject? He's now in a depressive state and doesn't want to see me, but doesn't want to break up either. I know what bipolar is, and I'm willing to be here for him if he seeks treatment. I guess I should wait until he's in a better mood? Any advice? Thanks. Miserable in Mississauga.
Dear Miserable, I have been bipolar for 59 years, and yes, I tend to do the same things as your boyfriend does. I stay away from people. Depression like that is so overwhelming that you can't function at all in any situation. I also do it because I personally feel that others should not be the brunt of my nastiness and impatience when I'm so sick. My depression can last for years. I am also a rapid cycler and can also be in both manic and depressive stages understand how horrible it must be for him. God bless both of you, Leslie.
Dear Leslie, I don't know why he's so good with other people, though. When he's depressed, he's apart from all his family and the nearest friends to him. But he can come to chat online with anyone, or even with some of his friends. And he's so nice with them, and he's so happy. But when I go online, for example, he's so aggressive with me. Is this because he wants to be apart from anyone he loves? I don't know what to do. I do love him and hope things can work out. Waiting for your advice. Thanks. Still miserable in Mississauga.
Dear still miserable, I can relate to your boyfriend acting nice to others and nasty to the ones he loves. I tend to do the same thing, though I don't mean to be cruel to those I love. It just comes off that way, and sometimes I even get aggressive. Often it's because I don't want those I love to see me in my depressed state. I don't want them to have to deal with it because I love them too much to expose them to that. And sometimes I get aggressive when they insist on talking to me about it. I'd wait till he's in a better mood and help him seek treatment. Again, let him know he isn't alone and that you're willing to be there for him. Show him information on bipolar disorder and just help him any way you can. He'll eventually warm up to you as long as you are calm and rational with him. Sometimes he'll still push you away and possibly get a little aggressive, but it will get better over time as long as you are careful not to push the issue with him. And that's my advice to you. Hopefully it helps. Leslie.
Dear Leslie, this is very difficult and I am very frustrated. Miserable in Mississauga, so contemplating moving to Mexico.
Sale, sale, chinka, machule, sale, wawa, ma, chinkaluluinkla, sale, chinkaluluinkla, sale, chinkaluluinkla, sale.
Do you remember that time I won that dance competition? Oh, I looked gorgeous in my costume. My mother saved up money for weeks and bought me the prettiest shiny fabric. She spent weeks making that dress. I think I have pictures of it even. Let me show you.
Oh, actually, Aunt Martin came over here to talk to you about something.
Of course, dear.
Well, I was in a really bad car accident.
Oh no, what happened? Are you okay?
Well, I'm fine, but I can't say the same for my car.
What happened?
Well, I was driving and this guy just rear-ended me and the bumper of my car actually came all the way off.
Who did this happen to again?
To me, just a couple of days ago.
Oh no, are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine, but the insurance has written off the car and the company's not going to pay for the damages.
What damages?
To the car that was rear-ended.
Oh no, that's horrible. I'll make you some tea and you can tell me all about it.
Yep.
What was I going to do again, dear?
Actually, we're going to get your checkbook to help me pay for the damages for my car.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sweetheart, for being so patient with me.
No problem.
How much would you like, honey?
With hands held high into a sky so blue, the ocean opens up to swallow you. With hands held high into a sky so blue, the ocean opens up to swallow you.